G'day again, peoples. Today I'm going to be testing the fuel injector for cold start. Its purpose is to serve when these style of Toyotas came out, amongst the Camrys and so forth of this age. Mine's a 92. They didn't have choke to start the car when it was cold, so to compensate for a choke, they introduced the cold start fuel injector. And what it does is just puts a little bit of petrol through the intake to give her what she needs to start up, and then the van obviously idles about 1.5 hours while it warms up until it gets to temperature and comes back down and revs. Anyway, today I'm going to be testing mine. I know mine works and everything. This is more for people who have problems with cold starting. This is just the injector test I'll be doing today. The cold start switch, which is on the right hand side of the motor, I'm not going to pull the seat out to get to that, so that's a job for a different day. But anyway, I'll get along with this one and just show you. I've disconnected my coil lead for this for this test, so the van won't start. And just showing you here. I think I can leave that there. When I do a cold start, and I've got the multimeter connected to the power cord there, or the plug. When I crank it over, you see it got power for a short time, enough time to give power to the injector to allow a little bit of petrol through, and that's the way it was going to stay. Now if I was to earth that off to a solid earth and try and start again, you'll see how the power stays continuous. So that's the negative side of this is when it gets power, the van knows that the injector's kicked in, and then the relay is set off. I'm not too sure if by the cold start switch, if it gets power for a certain point of time and then recognises that the fuel injector's had its bit of petrol and has kicked back to stop it from feeding any more petrol. But as I'm showing here, this is only on the cold, on the negative and positive. This is only supplying enough power for about 2 or 3 seconds to get the petrol it needs through. And but the power is always active while cranking the engine, as I showed you, is earthing the multimeter out. So now I'm just gonna van's off, and if I just doing a test from the active side, it shows me a 76-75 ohms resistance there, and if I put this on the earth side of the plug, shows me a dead short. So you can see it doesn't show a dead short while I'm trying to start the car, and that's because where that line goes to, there's a relay that's kicking out saying that it's had enough petrol, and I can smell it. So yeah, that's reading a 79 ohm resistance there now, but that'll come back down to 75. It's generally, every time I've put that on, it said 75. It's the first time it said 79. And the resistance on the plug itself, again, it's got a wire up here. I'll just put a little bit of wire on the end of the plug because the multimeter connection won't go in there. So 75 ohms on the plug itself. Now it might be a little bit different to that. It might be a little bit less than 75 ohms. My multimeter on the volt side of it reads 2 volts more than it should. It's a bit faulty, so I'm not too sure about the ohms side of the multimeter, if it's registering the correct ohms as well, but it's a guidance anyway. So I'm going to put this back together now and let me van have a run. And she's probably going to have a problem starting because it's, by the smell of things, she's a bit flooded. So actually, I haven't finished yet. I want to do a resistance on the plug itself. I'm just going to earth that out on this itself. So I'm not getting anything from the plug by doing this. And I wonder if I can just put the camera in a position where you can see the multimeter while I put the leads on both sides of that. Make the multimeter up here a bit. So you can see that. So on the plug itself, putting the multimeter on the straight to the plug, shows me a almost a dead short 3 or 4 ohm resistance there, but nothing to the earth itself. If I earth one lead out to the body of the car, there's no read back there. Okay, I think I've covered everything about that switch as much as possible, about that injector I should say. So now I'm just going to put everything back together and crank it over and get it started. Put this lead back on. And because I know she's probably flooded now from doing all this testing, I'm going to give full acceleration, crank it over, as that's what you should do. And she's purring like a kitten. The van must think that she's already been warmed up, as it's already sitting at an idle that we shouldn't be doing just yet. She should be warming up first, but that's alright. Okay, so that pretty much covers that. I have a problem myself. Maybe somebody else can help me out. I've got a problem with the cable going back to the gearbox doesn't retract. It's a job for another day though. The van still runs okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, and till the next video. Cheers.